さん、これからね、スイスエデュケーショングループの、学校説明会の方をスタートしたいと思います。ご存知の通り、スイスはホスピタリティだとか、それに関連したことを学ぶのに、最適な学校。ただね、別に旅行に関係することとか、あるいはホテルに関係することだけじゃなくて、ホスピタリティの分野からビジネスを学ぶ学校だと思っていただくといいかなと思います。で、個人的な特徴を先に申し上げちゃうと、英語だけじゃなくて第三言語も学ぶことができるし、そういうユニークな特徴があるので、ぜひ話を聞いていただくといいと思います。Could you start, Tarek?
Yes, yes, of course. Thank you very much, Yumiko-san. Hello, everybody. So nice to meet you. My name is Tarek Kouatli, and I'm the Director for Marketing and Development at the Swiss Education Group. And today I'm with my great colleague, Jenna Kim. She's based in South Korea, and she is the regional manager working with me and also in South Korea, of course, and also working and helping me with various activities and projects in Japan. So we're both very happy to be here. Jenna is actually also an alumni. She's finished one of our schools. So she graduated from the Swiss Hotel Management School, this beautiful building behind me. And she will be helping with the presentation today to answer your questions about student life, about life in Switzerland, and any other questions that you might have. Yumiko-san, can you please just tell me how much time we have, so I won't talk too much? 1 hour?
1 hour.
No? Okay. I'll try and be quicker than 1 hour. I know that this generation of students are tired of being on the computer all day and listening to people talking to them all day. So I'll try and be as fun and as quick as possible. And please don't be shy. Feel free to ask me any questions that you have. If I'm speaking too fast or something you didn't understand, please again feel free to interrupt me and make sure that you ask all of the questions that you might have. First of all, congratulations for being at NIC. NIC is a dear partner of ours. We've been partnered with NIC for many years. We believe it's one of the best colleges, preparation colleges and English language preparation schools in the world, actually. We've been working with them for many years, so I think it's a great accomplishment for you to be there, and I'm sure that it will be very useful for your future. It's a great school to help you choose your next career and also to learn English to the level that you would need. So again, thanks to the team at NIC for inviting us to speak to your students today. I'm just going to start sharing my screen, if that's okay, so that I can show you some slides. And while I'm doing that, does everybody know how to use the reactions on Zoom, like a thumbs up or the hands or yeah? Okay, great. So I just wanted to ask, has anybody been to Switzerland before? Has anybody visited Switzerland before? Let me see. Jenna, did you do that? Yeah, me too. I visited Switzerland before. I live here. Yeah, Yuka, seems like you're very excited that you've come here a few times, yeah? Okay, right. So none of this, very few of the students actually have come here before. Okay, sorry, I don't know. On Zoom, it's very difficult because the thumbs up and the hands disappeared. So anyway. So for those of you that have never visited before, you're always welcome to come and visit our schools. You're always welcome to come and visit us. So we'd be very happy to see you on one of our campuses, hopefully soon. So let me can you just confirm that you can see my screen? Yeah? All right, perfect. Perfect. So just to give you a little bit of a brief on who we are, the Swiss Education Group, as I mentioned earlier, we've been partner schools with NIC for many years. And we're actually a group of business, hospitality, and culinary schools that focused on we're very focused on the industry of hospitality and the business of hospitality and culinary. And this is what we've been doing as a group for the past almost 40 years, right? We're very focused on offering real world education. So what that means is that we try and make our classes and our teaching style as practical and as relevant as possible. And we try and make sure at the Swiss Education Group that what you're learning in the school will have a positive impact on your life for the rest of your life, right? So in our school, we want to make sure that you're learning very important information about how to become a leader in the hospitality and the business world. We're making sure that you learn how to be networking, how to make friends, and also be connected with some of the best companies in the world. And hopefully this will be something that will be with you for the rest of your life, right? So for us, creating an environment that will be very real life and also very, that will affect your life positively for many, many years is something very important to us. So the Swiss Education Group, as I mentioned, it's the largest private business, hospitality, and culinary group of schools in Switzerland, right? And we're very, very focused on this industry. So we're very focused on creating the leaders of tomorrow in this industry. So for those of you that would like to just keep in touch with me, as I mentioned earlier, my name is Tarek Watli. I know that Facebook is not, especially by the younger generations, is not used by everybody, but just in case somebody has any questions or somebody wants to ask questions about Switzerland, life in Switzerland, or anything about our schools, please feel free to just add me on Facebook, and I can be more than happy to answer some of your questions. So before we talk about our schools, I'll just spend a few minutes talking about Switzerland, right? Why Switzerland? Why do students decide and choose to come to Switzerland as a study destination? First of all, Switzerland is a very beautiful country, right? It's a place where you know that you can have a very safe environment and a very beautiful environment at the same time. For me, it's actually very similar to Japan, right? Japan is a very beautiful country, and it's also a very safe country. So I think that usually Japanese students that would like to, that come and study with us, they choose Switzerland because it's very similar to where they're coming from. The parents usually in Japan feel safe when they send their children to Switzerland, right? It's a very high-end destination in the sense that it has a very high quality of life, right? In Switzerland, you have a very strong healthcare system. You have a very good public system, so you have very good public transport. You have very good hospitals. You have very good education. You have very good atmosphere generally. So it's really a very good choice for families that are looking for something safe, that are looking for something of high quality, and they're also looking for something beautiful to make sure that their children and the students as yourself have a very beautiful student life, okay? Switzerland, other than being one of the best countries in the world in terms of safety, security, landscapes, is also one of the most innovative in terms of business innovation in the world. So Switzerland is always ranked top 2 countries in terms of innovation, right? It's very important for students like you, when you're deciding on which country you want to study, to also look at some factors around the country's business aspect, the innovation aspect, right? The networking aspects. So this is something very important to us, and we try and educate our students on this. Switzerland has some of the biggest companies in the world, some of the most renowned organizations, and it's also a place where many business people and students from all around the world come. So it's a very international country, right? Over 35% of the people that live in Switzerland are from another country. So it has a huge international population. So this is very important for you also when you decide on where you want to study, because when you decide on a study destination, you would like to know usually that you can make contacts, you can network with people, you can find a job in a company, some of the best companies in the world, and also that you can meet people that are innovative, people that can make you better, people that can teach you things, right? Switzerland has that kind of community, right? And I think it's very important for students. They know what when they come here, the people that are going to be surrounding them are going to try and push them to become better people, right? And that's what we try and teach our students in our schools as well. So overall, in a nutshell, Switzerland is a very beautiful place. It's very safe. It has a great healthcare system. I think that's important, especially in times of COVID. Um, it's a very innovative place with a lot of businesses and a lot of networking opportunities. But also, for you students that might be interested in hospitality management and business management, Switzerland is known to be the best place in the world to study hospitality and business management. This is what we call the Mecca of hospitality and business education. Most of the best hospitality and business education schools in the world are here in Switzerland, right? So Switzerland has a brand name, so it's branded very strongly, which means that if you study in Switzerland, it's gonna really help you in your future career. I think it's a very prestigious country to study in as well, because when you have Switzerland as a destination of study on your CV, it's quite useful for you to get a great job in the future, right? So I think it's important altogether that we understand the benefits of Switzerland, right? So for those of you, I know that not everybody raised their thumbs and fingers and hands on earlier, but for those of you that don't know, Switzerland is located right in the middle of Europe. Sorry, you can see right here. And what that means for I'm sure many of you have maybe traveled to Europe or seen the European map. But why that's great for you is because actually, when you're studying in Switzerland, it's very easy to travel around and explore other destinations, right? Most of our students that come here will usually every month will take one trip for a weekend or for a long weekend, or during their study breaks will take some trips to other European countries. At the moment, even though we're in the middle of a pandemic, students are able to study to travel around Europe, because Europe is now opened up for travel. For most countries, it's very easy to travel now, right? So it's a very unique place to be, because you can travel to Italy within 3 hours by train. You can travel to Paris within 4 hours by train. Germany is around 1 hour and a half away by airplane. You can be in the UK and London in an hour and a half by airplane. And there are, of course, two huge airports in Switzerland and a few smaller airports if you'd like to travel around. So it's very easy to actually travel around Europe from Switzerland. This is very important, especially if you want to get into the hospitality and the business of hospitality. It's important for you to also travel around and experience new cultures, new people. So I think it's a great option for you to actually be right in the middle and right in the heart of Europe, right? So before we talk about our specific schools, let's talk a little bit about the hospitality industry. Usually, when people hear about hospitality management, they think about hotels, right? Usually, there's a stereotype that we call it, which they believe that if you study hospitality management, it means you're going to end up working in a hotel. That's true, and it's not true. Hospitality industry is actually the third largest industry in the world, right? So after pharmaceuticals, right? So medicine, energy, oil, right? The third largest is hospitality and tourism. So it's $1 trillion industry. Of course, now with COVID, over the past year and a half, it's kind of declined a little bit, but it's really coming back up very strongly globally because travel is starting to open up. What that means is, because it's such a huge industry, there are people needed in so many different sectors of this industry. That's why we teach business administration. We don't teach you purely like how to become a receptionist or how to work in a restaurant or how to be a waiter. In our schools at the Swiss Education Group, we teach business administration, because this industry is, well, as I mentioned, such a large industry that needs so many professionals and so many entrepreneurs and so many directors and so many managers on so many different levels, that it's very, I think it's a very unique industry that gives you so many different options, right? So Because the hospitality industry is so large, there's so many different kind of paths that you can get into, or so many different kind of specializations that you can get into. Hotels is one of them, right? When you study hospitality management, yes, of course, you can work in a hotel, you can open up a hotel, you can become a manager in a hotel, you can become a general manager, but also you can open up your own restaurant. You can get into marketing, right? Marketing for the hospitality industry. You can get into finance, right? You can get into financial analysis. You can get into real estate, right? You can get into teaching, training. You can get into information technology, IT, which is extremely important for the hospitality industry, artificial intelligence. So everything that you can imagine, actually, you can do within the hospitality industry. Also, we've found that the hospitality industry is very, very, um, it's a great fit for Gen Z, for your generation, Generation Z, because the hospitality industry offers you many things that you like as a generation. Your generation likes meeting people from other cultures, right? So hospitality offers you that. You meet a lot of people, you can travel around the world, and you can really meet a lot of people from different cultures. Gen Z also likes traveling, right? I'm sure that most of you, if I ask you the question, if do you want to work in more than one country in your life, you're probably going to say yes. I personally did a research on your generation and why your generation should study hospitality. And one of the main factors that I found in my research is that the your generation would love to travel and work in more than one country during your career. So hospitality offers this to you. If you study hospitality, you can really travel and work around in at least two or three or four countries around the world during your career, sometimes even more, right? Your, as I mentioned, traveling is very important for your generation. So the hospitality industry allows you to travel around the world, right? And also, this the hospitality industry, I think it offers a very a multicultural kind of environment. When you work in the hospitality industry, usually you're going to be working with many people from all around the world, whether they're going to be your colleagues or they're going to be your clients, right? So this is something that usually your generation really likes this, right? So I overall the hospitality industry is not only about hotels, right? That's what I wanted to get. That's the most important fact for you to understand. When you come to our schools, you'll see in our schools that we teach students in a very unique way, right? In our schools, all of our schools are set up in a very in a beautiful a very beautiful environment and a very beautiful atmosphere. Our schools are actually as if they are five-star hotels, right? In the schools, the students are learning, of course they're doing their theoretical classes, so they're learning about the business administration and they're learning about theory, but they're also doing a lot of practical classes, right? So that they can learn about the practical aspect of hospitality. But our schools also teach you a lot of soft skills, right? So if you see in these pictures here, you'll see that all of our students have to wear suits all day, right, from the morning until the evening. Our students work on a lot of projects and a lot of workshops on building self-confidence, leadership skills, right? Customer service skills, right? How to pay attention to detail, how to serve a customer in the best way, how to be polite, how to be smiling, how to be patient, right? These are all very good lessons to learn, not only for hospitality, but for any business that you might work in the future, right? So our schools are really focused on creating top end business leaders for the future, right? So not only through the practical classes, again, just to summarize, but also through a lot of activities that we do in order to build your soft skills, right? So this is also very important for you to keep in mind when you choose our education. You study business administration, again, just to summarize, it can plug you into a very dynamic industry, right? It can plug you into the hospitality industry, which is very dynamic, and you can really travel around the world, meet people, and you also build yourself as a true professional. And this school will teach you that. That's why we spend a lot of time and energy on teaching our students how to become the best professional possible, right? So if you look, like as I mentioned earlier, the travel and tourism industry is quite diverse. You can get into luxury, the luxury brand management sector. You can get into hotels. You can get into travel and tourism, food and beverage, events, but also, as I mentioned earlier, marketing, IT, um, you name it. You can become an entrepreneur. You can open up your own business. You can get into the digital world, like open up websites for tourism and hospitality. So it's really, really a very diverse industry. So, just to briefly mention here, a lot of, what we've been seeing recently in the Swiss Education Group is that we have many companies from outside of the hospitality industry that are coming to our school to actually hire our students. You see many banks, car companies like Tesla, many other consulting companies that are coming to our schools because they want to hire hospitality management and business management students from our schools, right? So why the reason why they come to us is because our students are very attractive to them. Our students have a great business understanding. They're very well behaved and well prepared for the business world. So they know how to dress, they know how to behave, they know how to act as a professional. They're very friendly, they're very smiley, right? And they're really, really good, great employees, right? So when we actually have our career fairs, where many companies from all around the world come to hire our students, you see companies from all around the world, and also not only from hospitality, that are interested in our students. So I think it's very important for you. I usually spend more time on my presentation talking about the industry, talking about the different career options, talking about why to study hospitality, because I think that in many instances, students don't really fully understand what hospitality management is, right? So I hope I didn't bore you with this introduction about hospitality, but if you have any questions later on in my presentation about the industry, what kind of careers you can get into, what kind of options you have, please let us know, and Jen and I will be happy to answer. So now let's talk about the schools a little bit, right? As I mentioned earlier, we have 4 universities, 4 schools, and all of them are focused in one way or another on the business of hospitality. We have Cesar Ritz Colleges, Switzerland. We have Hotel Institute Montreux. We have the Culinary Arts Academy, and we have the Swiss Hotel Management School. All right. I'll take you through them briefly, one by one, and then we can take it from there at the end to answer any questions that you might have. Okay, so all of our schools at the Swiss Hotel Management School, as I mentioned earlier, are very highly ranked, right? We have all of our schools, some of you might have heard of the QS rankings. The QS rankings is usually the most relevant, the best kind of rankings that are out there for universities. So all of our schools are ranked in the top 10 in the world, right? This is a very, very strong statement, right? We are the only group of schools in the history of the hospitality education that has all of its schools on the top 10. So I think it's very important for you, when you choose a school, that you know that you're coming to the top 10 in the world, right? The Swiss Hotel Management School, for instance, this beautiful campus that you see here, the beautiful campus behind me, this is number 4 in the world. It's actually extremely difficult to become the 4th best school in the world, but we're very proud that this school has accomplished that, right? So I think it's very important for you as students to know that, right? In all of our schools together, we have around 6,000 students. We have over 110 nationalities, right? And of course, we have so many different companies that come and hire our students, and we have a huge alumni network. We have over 25,000 alumni around the world, right? So when you come and study at an SEG school, you're actually entering a very, very strong, dynamic, and big group, right? This is very important for you for the future, because you know that this group will always offer you career opportunities and will always have its network of alumni, what we call the SEG family, there to help you if you need to find a job or if you need to find a career, right? So our schools are actually located in different areas of Switzerland. For those of you that have never been here, we can just generally show you that most of our schools are located here on the French side of Switzerland. and we have two campuses, Lucerne and Brig, which are on the German-speaking side of Switzerland. For those of you that don't know, Switzerland has three main languages: French, German, and Italian. Unfortunately, we don't have any campuses on the Italian side. It's a very beautiful region. Maybe in the future we will, hopefully. But for the time being, we have most of our campuses are in the beautiful region, the French region. We have two in the beautiful German region, right? So, as I mentioned earlier, we have great career opportunities for our students, right? So when our students study with us, they actually do two internships in their bachelor program, right? So usually you would do one internship in year one and the second internship in year two. This is a way for our students to get connected to the world, right? We make it very clear to our students that we want them to really go out there when they're studying and get some global experience. Our students can get internships normally anywhere around the world, from London to Dubai, the Bahamas to Jamaica, and also in Asia, of course. And then some of our students will also stay in Switzerland to do their internship, right? For us, it's very important that you get this global experience when you're studying. So when you finish your degree with us, after 3 years of studying for your bachelor degree, you get your BA, so you have your bachelor degree, plus you already have 1 year of working experience. This really helps you for your career because it gives you an advantage over other students that have never worked yet. So you have already done two jobs, you've already traveled and you've already experienced and you've already made some connections, right? So usually when we have our career fair, which is called the IRF, we usually have over 100 companies that join our career fair. And we usually have most of our students, 90% of our students get an internship opportunity on the day of the career fair, right? I think something that's very important as well to talking about the career opportunities is that almost 95% of our students, upon graduation, when they graduate from our schools, they already have a job offer, right? So I think that that's extremely important. Sometimes our students even have 2 or 3 job offers, right? So as I mentioned earlier, we usually have over 100 companies that come to our career fair. We have over 600 international job opportunities, and usually around 1,000 to 1,500 interviews happen during our career fair. As I mentioned earlier, this makes sure that you have a very strong networking opportunity and really make sure that you can get plugged into the world, right? These are some of the partners that we work with, right? As I mentioned earlier, some are in the hospitality industry, some are not. Like if you see on this list, we have some banks, we have some educational institutions, we have some consulting institutions, and of course we have some of the biggest names in hospitality, like Swissair, like Emirates Airlines, like Disneyland, like Accor, right? These are some of the biggest companies in the world for hospitality. So these are the companies that would usually, some of them that would usually come to our recruitment fair to come and hire our students, right? So I'll quickly take you through our schools, right, one by one. We'll spend around 2 or 3 minutes on each school, and then maybe we'll watch a quick video so you can take a break from my voice, and then we can open up to any questions that you might have. So SHMS, as I mentioned earlier, this is a school that's focused on hotel management, hotel operational management, events management, and of course, design management. So interior design management for the hospitality industry. This school is based on traditional Swiss teaching, but is also very modern, right? It has two beautiful campuses, Lausanne, which is not the one behind me, and then Co, which is the one behind me, right? So we'll show you that as well. This is really a practical school. It teaches you about the hospitality industry, but it's more focused on learning by doing, right? And it's a very high-tech school, right? It uses technology in the way we teach and practical learning a lot. Your generation is very, very interested in learning by doing, right? So this school really understands that, and it tries to teach you about the business of hotel management and food and beverage management, so restaurant management and events management and design management by learning by doing, right? We have a bachelor program, which is 3 years long, including 2 internships. And we have 3 specializations: international hospitality management, international hospitality and events management, and International Hospitality and Design Management. When you graduate from this school, you also receive 2 degrees. You receive the bachelor degree from the Swiss Hotel Management School, and you also receive a degree from the UK, from the University of Derby. And in between, as I mentioned earlier, you also do 2 internships, right? So in year 1, you would do, we don't need to go through all the courses, but you do a set of courses, then you do 1 internship. And in year 2, you do another set of courses and you do your second internship. And then in your 3rd year, you do 2 semesters and you choose your specialization: hospitality, hospitality and events, or hospitality and design. Okay. And then at the 4th year, of course, you continue with your specialization and you graduate with a double degree, right? As I mentioned earlier, just as a recap, why would somebody choose SHMS? It's ranked number 4 on QS in the world. It's a very strong ranking. It's really, really strong for you, right? You have different kind of specializations, right? You have a very, very modern school that's actually in a very traditional setting. So you have the palaces, the palace schools, and also you have a very traditional Swiss education, because Switzerland is known for this education. So we haven't, although we're very modern, we haven't gotten rid of our tradition. And of course, you get a double degree. Just show you a quick video here. Okay, so that's just a brief on the Swiss Hotel Management School. Those are the programs on the BA level. Again, there's so much information on all of our websites. If you want to see more about the campuses, our beautiful campuses, the student life, the student activities, I would really try and persuade you to either ask me or Yumiko-san or Yuko-san afterward, Yuka-san, sorry, for any further information. And we can send you links for videos because there's so much information. It's too much to put into 1 hour, right? But there's a lot of information about student life, the facilities on campus, for example, all of our schools, like the Swiss Hotel Management School, it has a gym. Of course, we have breakfast, lunch, and dinner included for our students for throughout the week. So you'll see that it's a very great way for you to study. You don't have to worry about cooking and cleaning and eating. It's really a great campus to be on, right? But it's very difficult to fit that into one presentation. So please ask us for any further information you need about that. The next school I'll talk about briefly is Cesar Ritz Colleges, right? So this school is very business oriented. Cesar Ritz Colleges is actually more of a business school than anything else. But we teach students about business and entrepreneurship and innovation for the hospitality industry. Like I mentioned earlier, the hospitality industry is really huge. There's so many different opportunities out there. So what we teach at Cesar Ritz is to try and get students intrigued, try and teach them how to find opportunities within the hospitality industry to open up their own business or to become a business professional within the hospitality industry, right? Some of you might have heard the name Ritz from the Ritz hotels. This school was actually founded on the foundation of Cesar Ritz. Cesar Ritz was the creator of the Ritz hotels. He was from Switzerland himself, right? So it's actually a really strong business school that will really get you all of the knowledge and all of the entrepreneurship skills that you need to become a strong businessman or a businesswoman within the world of hospitality, right? So if you want to become an entrepreneur, or if you want to become a leading business person within the hospitality industry, this is the right school for you. It's different from SHMS because SHMS focuses on hotel management, food and beverage management, or events management. This school really keeps your eyes wide open. right? It really gives you so many different opportunities. It's so focused on general business within the hospitality that you can really choose many different specializations when you graduate, right? So we have different bachelor programs. Of course, we have two different specializations. Sorry, let me just go back here. Um, yeah, so we have a 3-year program, sorry, as we had mentioned earlier, just like at SHMS. So you'll do in your year one, you do 2 terms, then you do an internship. In your second year, you do 3 terms and then an internship. And then in your 4th year, you do another 3 terms and then you graduate, right? So again, it's a combination of studying, working, as with the Swiss Hotel Management School, right? Over here, the bachelor program, again, we don't need to go through all of the courses, but you'll see that, you know, you do these courses and then do an internship, then you take these courses and then you do your second internship. And in the last year of studies, you can actually choose between 2 specialization, either entrepreneurship and innovation or finance, right? So if you want to get into the financial world of hospitality, then you can actually focus on that. This school is also very unique because it offers a double degree, right? So when you graduate from this school, you get a degree from Cesaritz Colleges, Switzerland, but you also get a degree from Washington State University. Washington State University is also one of the best universities in the US, and it's always ranked in the top 10 in the US for hospitality studies, right? So you actually get 2 very strong degrees when you graduate from the school. And as I mentioned earlier, you can either focus on entrepreneurship and innovation, or you can focus on finance, right? Why Cesaritz? As I mentioned earlier, it's a very entrepreneurial school, right? It teaches you about business and entrepreneurship for the hospitality industry, but it's ranked number 7 in the world. It has very strong and authentic heritage, so it's based on Cesaritz himself, right? It's a very sustainable school. It has sustainability as a mindset. They focus so much on the environment, on becoming a very environmental friendly school. And it teaches you how to really create sustainable businesses to protect our planet, right? I think that's a great thing about the school. It's really very cautious about the planet, and it teaches students how to be that way. And of course, you have a double degree awarded by so you have a blend of Swiss and American education. Let's just see if there's a quick video here so you can get a quick glimpse on that. Sorry about that. And the last school that we'll talk about, just very quickly, will be Hotel Institut Montreux. This is also a very business-oriented school, okay? Just like Cesaritz at Hotel Institut Montreux, we focus on the business of hospitality, right? So it's not very much focused on hotel management and restaurant management. The Hotel Institut Montreux is located in the beautiful city of Montreux, Switzerland. It's actually where I am right now. It's a very unique school because it has great like city campus. So we have 6 or 7 buildings within the city of Montreux. So it's a very dynamic kind of lifestyle for a student. And it's actually for students that want to do some sort of a specialization within the hospitality industry, right? So the difference between Cesaritz is at Cesaritz you do entrepreneurship, so it's kind of wide, right? It opens you up to many different opportunities. But HIM is like a closed V. That means when you enter HIM, it's best that you specialize on something, right? We'll talk about the specializations in a minute, but here you do business administration as a core, but then you specialize in one specific segment of the business of hospitality, right? So over here, you have the Bachelor of Business Administration, and you can choose within the specializations. As all of our other schools, of course, you have 2 internships, and of course, you have all of the benefits of being part of the Swiss Education Group. So you have all of the companies and all of the different kind of industry partners that we have, right? So again, just to show you a quick introduction to the program, in year 1, you do the introduction to hospitality, and then you do your first internship. And in year 2, you focus more on the management of a business like a hotel. So they teach you how to manage a specific business like a hotel. And then in the 3rd year, you focus on your specialization, right? So just go through this quickly. It's exactly what the courses are, so we can talk about the specializations. So actually at HIM, you can choose between 5 specializations. You can do franchise business management, right? This means that they teach you how to open up a franchise. You can do financial wealth and analysis and wealth management, which is more focused on finance. You can do human capital development, right? Which is basically human resource management. You can focus on luxury brand management and marketing, or you can do management for the senior living industry. The senior living industry is very unique. It's a industry that's growing quite a lot, especially in Japan. This is an industry that tends to the age of 55 and above, right? And it's an industry that makes sure that it offers services and living and health services for the older age of 55 plus, right? So I think that this is a great entrepreneurial kind of a specialization for students that were looking for something different, right? So anyway, back to the general program at HIM, you can choose between these 5 programs. Again, the beautiful campuses, just like you've seen in all of our videos, we have very beautiful campuses, very beautiful atmosphere for the students, very professional. The students are always dressed very professionally, looking great. All of our schools offer access to the gym. We have different student activities. We have student government that plans activities on the weekends. We have excursions, trips. So it's really, really a very dynamic lifestyle for the students in all of our schools, including HIM. So why HIM? Just in a nutshell, this school is ranked number 6 in the world, right? It's ranked number 1 in terms of networking and also number 3 in terms of student satisfaction on the ICE, which is a different ranking than the QS. All lecturers hold a doctoral degree, so we have PhDs on all levels, and we have great partnerships in all of our schools. And here you also get a double degree, one from HIM and one from Northwood University in the US, which is in Michigan. So actually this double degree offers you the opportunity again to get a US and a Swiss education blended together, right? So we'll watch a quick video just so you can see. Okay. And last thing for me that I'll say, and then we can open up, we still maybe have 10 more minutes for questions, is that I think it's very important for all of you to understand also the industry partnerships that we have with industry in the hospitality sphere that actually come into our classroom and kind of teach our students, right? So in each school, other than the double degree that you get, so let's take Cesaritz as an example, right? At Cesaritz, you receive a double degree, right, from Cesaritz Colleges and Washington State University for your bachelor program. We have different accreditations, as you can see here, but also we have different companies that will come in to the program that are actually part of your program that will teach our students about the industry, right? So for instance, when you're studying at Cesaritz, we work very closely with Kempinski Hotels. They will come in and they will work with our students on projects. Our students will have the possibility to visit a Kempinski Hotel so they can get like a real business world kind of a idea of what it's like. We work with Switzerland Tourism, so the Switzerland Tourism Board. Our students work on projects on how to promote Switzerland. Switzerland tourism professionals, they come and they do guest lecturing for our students, right? So I think it's really important that all of our students understand this, that when you study in our schools, there's a very practical aspect. We build the soft skills, so we take a lot of we take it very seriously that we want to make sure that your soft skills and your leadership skills are being built. You get a lot of the theoretical skills that you need to do, but you also get real world examples and real world education. So it's not only about studying on the books, right? We try and bring in as many companies as possible and many outside professionals and people from the real business world to come and to teach you. And you work on projects with these people so that you can really be as prepared as possible to come to our schools. And then when you graduate, you're really as prepared as possible to become leaders of tomorrow. So we can talk a little bit about the requirements. Of course, you're very lucky because you have Yumiko-san and the team at NIC and Yuka-san that can help you with all of the application procedure. So for those of you that are interested in applying to our school, they've been working with us for many years. You just need to inform them that you're interested in doing the application, and they can help you with all of the information. Of course, Jenna and myself are always available for you, so there's no need to go through all of the details. But for us, it's important that you really study hard at NIC. We need to check your high school grades, of course, and it's really important as well that you, if you're interested in a scholarship, that you know that we also have special scholarships for NIC students. You can get up to 30% scholarship on your tuition, right? So if you're interested in a scholarship, please speak to the management at NIC, and they can help you to understand how to apply for a scholarship. You would need to do an interview with either Jenna or myself, right? And this is a procedure that's very easy for you because we have the team at NIC that will help you, right? So usually the best time to apply for the school is as soon as possible. So if you found today's presentation interesting, it would be great. If you have any other questions, always reach out to me or to Jenna or to the team at NIC. We're always going to be happy to reply to you. But if you're interested in scholarships, it's really important that you try and apply as early as possible, because the earlier you apply, the higher scholarship possibility you will have, right?
Yeah, Tarek, our student will complete the program in April, next April. In that case, FN is the best timing to ask that scholarship.
So if they complete the program this coming April, right, in 2022,
yes.
Right? So that means that they would like to start with us in September or July, maybe from July and onwards for 2022. Yeah.
It will be the earliest timing, I think.
Yeah. So still, Ms. Yumiko, it's the same. The sooner the better. So if a student wants to come in July, it's best anytime between now and November that the students will complete the application and do their scholarship interview and get their seats confirmed.
Okay. Because that the deadline for the decision, student decision, is mid of November. Mm-hmm. So after that, normally our student will complete the application in January, by January.
Okay. That's fine. But you know, Yumiko-san, we always have reserved scholarships for NIC. So there's no need for you to stress that much. If a student has already made the decision earlier, that's good. But if a student will apply in January, still for NIC, we always have special scholarships, as you know, for your students. But it's best not to keep it as late as possible. So the earlier we know, the better.
Actually. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Sorry, I think I talked too much. So I think we should answer some of the questions of the students and maybe give Jenna the chance to answer a question or two so she can talk about her experience as well. I think we have a few more minutes, Yumiko-san, yeah?
じゃあ何か質問があれば自分自身でクエスチョンしてみてください。
No questions?
Oh, a question.
Yeah, go ahead. So great, we have two.
Yeah, okay. Can we have the part job in the Switzerland during the university?
It's a great question. Actually, it's quite difficult in Switzerland to have a part-time job while you're studying, for two reasons. First reason is that our program is very intensive, right? So our students, they study, that usually you have around 3 to 4 hours of classes every day, but then you also have around 3 to 4 hours of studying and projects every day. So it's quite intensive. And you know, if you want to work on the weekends, sometimes that's possible. But the other problem is that in Switzerland, if you don't have a European passport or a Swiss passport, you don't have the legal right to work if you're a student. But all of our students, they work on their internships. So your internship is actually work, right? So you study for 6 months, then you work for 6 months. The internships are paid, right?
Okay.
So during your internship, you will get paid. It's a real job. It's a real, you won't become a millionaire, but you will make some money, right? So it's usually enough for students to save a little bit of money to help them with their school, depending on which country they go to.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Could you explain that how much the minimum wage in Switzerland?
In Switzerland, it's 2,600, well, close to 2,700 Swiss francs per month. This is the minimum wage for a part-time job in Switzerland. It could be higher than that, right? So you can make a good salary when you're studying here if you do your internship in Switzerland. Of course, you still would need to cover some expenses because when you're doing your internship, you won't be living on campus. And depending on the job that you get in Switzerland, sometimes they offer you accommodation, sometimes they don't. So it's really case by case, but the students usually are able to save, you know, $600, $700, $800 a month when they're working in Switzerland for those 6 months.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kanako, you had a question?
Yes.
I don't know if I pronounced your name correctly. I'm sorry if I didn't.
Thank you. I have two questions.
Sure.
The first is maybe we have to pay the tuition or fee. So I would like to know about when we have to pay for school. So before the class or after the class.
Yeah. So the tuition fees are usually you should usually pay 6 weeks before coming to school, right? So if you have a scholarship, you would need to first make the confirmation fee. You have to pay the confirmation fee, which is 3,000 Swiss francs, same as the dollar.
Yeah.
But then you need to pay the full fees 6 weeks before you come.
Okay.
There's just to give you two pieces of information. The first piece is that we have a payment plan, right? So if you cannot pay the full amount for your semester 6 weeks before, then you can make a monthly installment plan. So you can pay on a monthly basis, right? And this is kind of an agreement between you and the school. And then for this, there's a small charge, $250 for this. Okay.
Okay.
But the second thing I wanted to say, sorry, Kanako, just quickly,
Sorry,
is
I'm interested in about the wedding, in the Disney or about other hotel. So I would like to know can I study about in Disney in Paris or something like that in the class or in the
wedding, you said, like
yes. So the wedding, yes, wedding. I would like to know about can I study? Can I internship the Disney or can I study in class about the wedding?
we in SHMS, you have the concentration on events management, right?
Uh,
So events management concentration is about big events, including weddings, right? It depends when you study at SHMS, you can focus on events management and you can do projects on weddings. If you like weddings, then you can actually focus your projects and you can tell your teachers, I'm interested in weddings, and you can focus all of your projects on weddings. But the school will teach you about events management. So that teaches you how to organize and how to create big events. It could be a wedding, it could be a party, it could be the Olympic Games, it could be any large event, right? So that's what we teach you. And if you're interested in working in Disneyland for work or an internship, then of course our schools will be a career, the career office will try and help you to push your, many of our students in SHMS go to Disneyland actually. So you can actually apply, but you need to work on this quite quickly, and you need to tell the career office that you're very interested in Disneyland as soon as possible when you arrive in school.
okay, thank you.
But everything is possible, Kanako. If it's your dream, you
Okay.
will make it happen.
Thank you.
I remember that at Career Forum, Swiss Education Group having the Career Forum by themselves. And
Yeah.
when I visit the SEG before, at that time the Disneyland Paris came there, attending it.
Yeah, we have Disneyland, actually Disney Paris and Disney in Orlando in Florida. They actually take a lot of our students. They're very, very happy with our students. Every year they take around 30 to 40 students to do internships and also to do management training. So management training is after, it's usually after graduation, where they take you for 1 year and they train you how to become a manager. So they put you in different positions for 1 year as a management trainee. So yeah, Disneyland is one of our closest partners. They also do projects with our students in the classroom. So I think it's a great company to work for. I wish I worked for Disneyland actually. It would be, imagine you go to work every day, you see Mickey Mouse, you see like Donald Duck. What a happy place, you know? So yeah, Kanako, if you go to Disneyland, can you please, can you hire me? I'll send you, when you go to work for Disneyland, I'll send you my CV, okay?
Okay.
You can take me with you.
Okay. Thank you.
はい、他にはご質問。Any questions?
Yes. Hi, Akika.
Hello. I'd like to become a flight attendant. So could I internship at any airlines companies?
Yes. Yeah. We work with all of the big airlines actually. So we work with Swiss Air, we work with Emirates Airlines, we work with Etihad. We actually have one of the sales directors at the ANA in Japan is from the Swiss Hotel Management School. So most of the big airlines we work with, right? So usually if you would like to become a flight attendant or if you would like to work in the airline industry, I think that the Swiss Hotel Management School would be the best choice for you, because this is a school that teaches you about service, about operations, about you know the whole food and beverage industry, because even on an airplane you need to have like proper service. But if you graduate from SHMS, I think that you can start off as a flight attendant, but you can do much more. I think you can become the manager of the flight attendants, or you can become a director for an airlines teaching flight attendants how to do their job, right? So I think your dream is great, but I think you can do, if you study at SHMS, you can do even more, you know? You can become the boss of the flight attendants at some point.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
はい、他にいかがですか？
One question for Jenna, please, because I think that the Does anybody have questions about the student life? Because she studied in Switzerland, actually. No? Jenna, did you enjoy your time in Switzerland? While you're answering, I'm just gonna go. I need to get the charger for my laptop because my battery is almost at 0. I need 1 minute.
Sure. I really had a great time in Switzerland, but the program is very intensive, as Tarek says. So you have a lot of assignments and course and group presentations. So after class, you need to spend a lot of time on the project as well. So you have to study hard. And the Abe asked that we can work in Switzerland during the study, but we have a lot of classes and assignments, so you don't have enough time to do that. And even weekend, the English is not my first language, so I spend a lot of time on studying during the weekend as well. So I had a great time, but it was hard to study as well. And as you know, that Switzerland is not English speaking area, so before going to our school, I advise you to study French or German. So it will be help to study and working in Switzerland as well.
Yeah, I think it's a great point. I mean, in school, we teach French and we teach German as a second language. So in your first year and your second year, you can start learning French and German. We know now at NIC you're very busy with English, so we don't want to tell you to start learning another language because Yumiko-san will get angry. But if you, in your free time, like if you don't want to watch Netflix or you don't want to go for a walk in the park, then if you have any interest in German or French, it's very important that you maybe start just understanding a little bit, just a little bit of French, a little bit of German. It will help you with your internship in Switzerland.
Okay. 他に何か質問とかあります？ジェナさんにどんなインターンしてたのでも構わないし。大丈夫？
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Let's do ladies first. Is that okay, Tsuyoshi?
Yeah, of course.
Of course. We need to be gentlemen. Go ahead, Soda, you had a question?
Question for Jenna. So, could you tell me about how to take appointment of internship?
How I get an internship?
Yeah.
Okay. As Tarek said, we're holding events which called an international recruitment forum twice per year. So all of companies came to our school to hire our students. And also we do have internship counselor. So they help you to how to write a CV and how to get an interview as well. So they try to arrange a meeting with you and company. And so you can get information from school. And also we are partnership with HOSCO, which is the biggest online platform to get an internship as well as a job, the full-time job. So you can apply for internship and job through the HOSCO. So our students mostly get an internship as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for mentioning HOSCO, Jenna. I forgot to mention. Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, Tsuyoshi.
Have you experienced to go to other country, like French or Germany or Italy?
Yeah, of course. I've been to Paris and Milan. So the two cities are very near Switzerland. So most of students are going to, they like to go to UK and Austria, German as well. during the weekend or during the Christmas break. So you will have chance to go to other country as well during the study.
Sounds nice. Yeah.
Do you like to go to any other country?
Yeah, I'd like to. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Your story sounds like too easy to go anywhere.
Yes, it's very easy. You can go by train or airline. Airline was very cheap. So it costs like a train. You can only pay like less than 50 francs. You can take an airline. I'm not sure this time, but like when I was studying at school, and it was really easy to go to other country.
For traveling, actually, I mean, for traveling purposes from Switzerland, it's extremely cheap. The Geneva airport it's a hub for EasyJet. EasyJet
yes.
is a low cost carrier in Europe, for those of you that don't know. And sometimes actually flying to Italy is cheaper than maybe taking a train to Zurich. So you can fly to Italy for like $20. You can go to Rome. And also there's a lot of train lines. Like you can take the train from where I am in Montreux, near the Swiss Hotel Management School or Hotel Institute Montreux. You can take a train to Milan in 4 hours, train to Paris. You can go to Munich in Germany. And if you select the time, because they have discounts every day, you can even get it for like $30-40. So it's very cheap to travel around. But also for working, you know, we always tell our students to try and do their internships in Europe. It's very good for your CV. You know, if you get the internship and like, if for instance, you, Tsuyoshi, you like Paris, then really try and, because there's so many companies that work with us, you can really get an internship in Paris. Or if you like Germany, then you can get an internship in Germany, you know. One thing that I tell my students usually is in many cases where the company where you do your internship, if they like you, they're probably going to hire you when you graduate. So if you want to stay in Switzerland or if you want to stay in Europe, do your first internship in a company, try and do your second internship in the same company. The chances are very high that when you graduate, they're going to say to Yoshi, we love you, you're great, we want you to come and work for us now. So traveling is very easy, yeah. And even now, you know, I know COVID in Japan is still, it's still a difficult topic, but in Europe, it's much more open now. Traveling is very free within the European Union, and Switzerland, of course, is in the middle. It's part of the Schengen zone, so it's easy to travel. If you have a vaccination or a negative PCR, you can go anywhere. Thank God.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
他に質問とかないですか？はい、ゆずのちゃん。
I want to ask about language. So as Jenna said, study French or German is important, good for us. So which language is more important or popular in Switzerland?
Jenna can answer, I can answer. Who do you want? Do you want Tarek or Jenna? You choose. I'm just joking. Jenna, you want to answer the question? Or?
For me, I choose French because SHMS and HIM is located French-speaking part of Switzerland. Also, you are learning food and beverage and wine are mostly French. So I advise students to learn French, but French is very hard to pronounce. So some like male students like to choose German as well. So it depends on you, but I prefer to choose French. What about you, Tari?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't speak French. I've been living in Switzerland for 6 years, and I've been trying to learn French, but it's like Jenna said. I think that I don't like how it sounds when I speak it myself. So it's really, I think that you should when you choose a language, it has to be very personal, but also career oriented. So I think French is better because it also gives you other opportunities to communicate with people around the world. Because French is more widely used. They speak French in Switzerland, they speak French in France, of course. So you can also easily work in France, but then you can also use French in so many other countries, in Africa, in North Africa, in the Middle East, and some in Canada, right? There are many areas that speak French. Well, German is not the language that you're going to travel. It's German you can only use in Germany and in Switzerland, basically, and maybe in Austria. So I think strategically that French is a much better choice. Sorry, sometimes we give very long answers, but we're very passionate about this school and the schools and the industry. So.
Okay. 他に質問とかあります？はい。どうぞ。
I would like to know about the daily life. I want to ask that Jenna. So where you always buy your clothes or food or something?
Get food or
Yeah, the daily life. Like, where would you buy food, clothes?
buy food.
Yeah.
Okay.
Food is on. I mean, you eat on campus, but Jenna will respond that to you. Yeah.
I usually go to supermarket named called Migros or Coop. It's two of them are very big supermarket in Switzerland. So I go down to the Montreal city and purchase a lot of snacks and the drink for the so during the weekends. So you are able to go to city during the weekday as well. But as I told you, we have a lot of classes and course assignments. So students are usually stay on campus during the week. And so you can go to other city during the weekend. And for the clothes, actually there are not many stores in Switzerland. So you only remember the Zara or H&M or Benetton. So
H&M, not
H&M. Yeah, H&M.
H&M is the school.
Yes, so I received package from Korea, so I didn't purchase clothes in Switzerland actually.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
But just don't. I mean, there are many clothes stores. I live here. I know. Believe me. You can buy clothes in Switzerland.
Okay.
But there's in Montreux we have different options for supermarkets, of course, but also we have smaller mini markets that sell foods from all around the world. So small, like they call them like these international supermarkets. So you can maybe even find some Japanese or Korean or whatever, Turkish or Arabic foods if you like. But please don't forget that when you study with us, you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner included in the price. And then you also have a brunch and dinner on the weekends. So even on the weekends, you don't have to cook in school. You can't cook in school. You don't have a kitchen. So you don't need to worry about food, which I think is great.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's so nice to have so many questions, Yumiko-san. It's a great group of students.
Yeah, thank you.
Love them.
じゃあ最後にね、皆さんからお二人に拍手で終わりにしたいと思います。Thank you, Tarek and Jenna. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for your time. It was really a pleasure. And if you need any more information, if you want to talk to me and Jenna like personally, we're always available for you. I know today it's a little bit difficult because we have limited time. We have 4 schools, so much information. But we're more than happy if you want to talk to us more, just to let either Yuka-san or Yumiko-san let us know, and we can arrange for like a personal conversation.
Thank you.
And I hope all of you make your dreams come true. Tsuyoshi, I hope you end up in Paris. Kanako, I hope you end up in Disneyland. And yeah, well, everybody else, I hope your dreams come true. And we're very proud of you already.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
Thank you.
Tarek, I would like to have a small chat with you.
Yeah,
Would you?
sure. I can stay, yes.
Okay, thank you. はい、皆さんどうもありがとうございました。Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Jenna,
you.
you can stay as well if you want. No,
Okay.